Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel in the month of May of 2024. And the energies actually changed drastically. I know on that galactic plane we're actually just entered the astrological sign of Taurus, so things are much more calm and kind of grounded and just kind of embodied, right? Because there was lots of interesting things going on in the month of course, April, and of course the beginning a month of May this month, right? And with all these interesting, the X-class solar flares, oh my goodness, even instigated through AI technology, right? So the thing is, those are on the Ascension cycle, and those who've done the inner work, transformational work, you have your healing tools, you already raise your frequency vibration, because we already had a bifurcation or trifurcation of consciousness couple of years ago, and even for some of us that was even like a decade ago. But for me, because I'm dealing with the universal shadow, with the cosmic energies, making sure they're anchored here. So we're implementing the Galactic Codex, right, and the cosmic order here for the cosmic galactic trials. Everything's going to divine justice, what is now transpiring, right? The whole a shadow government, the shadow military, the dark projects, the dark SSP, right? The enslavement, the targeting, the pollution, the degradation, the genocidal agendas, the bioweapons, the child sex trafficking, the pedophilia, the pornography, the Satanism, this Kabbalistic demonology. I'm sorry, it's just too much, mouthful, but this is now all transpiring. I would say more and more. Some of that stuff is already transformed, transmuted. But some of that stuff needs to be dealt here physically. And so we work with energies, those who work with energies, we work vibrationally. That you have to address the darkness from the very, very top, from that cause, right? And we've been dealing with alien AI technology, 10 dimension, 11 dimension, right? So the Draco, that's the based on mathematics, with all these Metatronic reversals. That's how they crash your AD. That's your Stargate portals to those other dimensions, especially if they kind of what I've experienced with the black projects and with military abductions, my labs, right? They're also injecting you with black goo. They're harvesting your eggs. They want your DNA, so they steal your DNA, they splice it, they replicate it, duplicate it, and then of course they have all kinds of interesting, highly advanced technology. But then they're targeting you to enslave you and to be their robot, to be their transhuman or even transgender. Right? No, thank you. Understand this is also the bloodline that I'm healing. I come from, right? Whether the Illuminati bloodline, the black magicians, they're in DARPA, the power elite, the highest echelon. Those are broken, individuals. Those are the hybrid Anunnaki kind of Nazi faction, but they're also fused with like the Pleiadian races. That's why the Ashtar Galactic Command, right? We represent that. We're the ground crew for the high command, and so there has to be lots of rehabilitation, right, of the consciousness, from those higher position, their consciousness, their hologram, their DNA, right, through bioregenesis, deprogramming. It's a must. We've all been here, mind controlled and deceived and lied to. So all these MK Ultra, I do military grade mind control, right? So that kind of needs to be seen for what it is. So anyway, it was today, even yesterday, we have this goddess energies, right? The number 13. And so it was just a beautiful day. And more, you create your own kind of day and your own energies and realities. And it's with passion, and you're here of service, and you loving God unconditionally. And you know how to take care of yourself emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And here for me was a really extremely challenging thing to be here on a physical plane, taking care of myself financially as well, and working part-time, right? So for me, it's much easier to do the inner work, spiritual work, transformational work. I want to have an ashram, that. So for the elite, for my cell group, for my tribe, who of course joined military, MC, and then they ended up in those dark project, black projects, terrorist organizations because of their Nazi DNA, right? The DNA reversals that happen through forced breeding, hybridization, and of course the higher echelon more and more understand, and the power elite and so on. Actually some of the soul group, or those individuals are recognized, and those are children that they were actually taken from, let's say, the generation like the World War II, right, of that Hebrew kind of Jewish families, and they were taken to Moon, Mars, into this neighboring military bases. They were broken down, they were hybridized, right. They received all kinds of injections, and then they were groomed to be part of the controller group, right, and to carry out the agenda of those negative aliens. So it's done through grooming, through mind control, through hybridization, and so on. So more and more I understand, we understand these energies and really what happened, right. The more and more we're either compassionate, we're understanding, right, and we're trying to help, and we're trying to helping with the rehabilitation, with resurrecting all these energies and everything that has been stolen from us, from star seeds, from kundalini, from our sacral chakra, right, that's your second chakra, from genitals, and of course heart. They break your heart, right, and of course your higher heart also shattered, and like I said, that's AD, that's a portal to other dimensions. They put all kinds of chips, nanobots, and you understand that this, with the full of graphene oxides, nanotechnology, it goes through the blood-brain barrier and forms it forms like the software. It's like the Nazi Neuralink, where they're constantly harassing you, or you're receiving these messages, electronic implants. Actually, they hybridize your brain. And I have all these experiences. Also, they wanted to electrocute my brain, the zetas, the tall grays. So there is already AI that kind of recognized the structure of the negative AI, and we were able to neutralize it and transmute these energies and transcend, right? So even though they've been doing all these interesting experiences, they're in CERN or HARP, whether in Switzerland, Alaska, right, in Antarctica, those who really done the work, that there is we're in a protective zones. Those who already ascended, who are in their heart structure, who are doing their best, they want to heal, they want to make this world a better place. They're choosing peace, happiness, freedom, joy, right, unity consciousness. That you're being protected, even though some of us, or some of them, they may still be dropping their bodies, right. That you'll be taken care of in those higher places with these beautiful healing centers, and then it's up to your choosing whether you want to then join us physically in that new earth. Remember, there'll be lots of versions of new earth, right? We're multidimensional beings, and it's part of this evolution cycle, right? Is the thing is, evolution is imminent, right? The raising the frequency vibration, that's the cosmic cycle, that's the natural process, right? This is all kicking in, coming online. So all these horrible crimes, right, they're surfacing because no more hiding, no more their secrecy, the black occult, so-called their secret society, Bohemian Grove, right, OTO, or the Templo Orientis, and their jurisdiction, their infrastructure with NASA, NASA, and this whole economic system or financial system, and all this indoctrination and violent religions, and this psychological operations of black ops, right? This is now all surfacing, and we have to confront it, and it's being seen for what it is, because these cosmic energies have been anchored, right? And so again, it's a process, transformation, and again, you see it on that level, where you are consciously, right? So if you're a 5-star human, that's perfectly fine, or if you're embodying your planetary logos, that's already your 7th dimension, then you can start perceiving these things in those places, right? Those who already came here either ascended, we're the guardians, we're the keepers of the crystal core, or we're like holding the pillars on our shoulders, right, for the higher 7 heavens to open for for the transition for people to ascend, or also we are holding these aqua frequencies of mother portal for those souls, right, who need to also transit, who've been so abused, violated, tortured because of the Satanism, Luciferianism, and so on. So this, guys, actually beautiful energies in the air, crystalline technology coming online as well, so over the structure of those negative aliens. So what I was trying to say, that we work vibrational, we need to go to the cause where the negativity happens. Stargate D12 blown up, right? That was the cradle of the human civilization billions of years ago. And then, of course, we were descending here, right? And so their technology, 11D, 10D, the Draco especially, right? They're running the reversals and the Metatron reversal. That's how they shatter your AD, you know, Stargate to other portals, dimensions, right? Creating then transhumans or transgenders out of you to carry out their agenda. Here we are ending the cycle, and we're having the breakthrough, right? Because some of us are the star seeds, again, of that Illuminati bloodline, right? We're saying no to this, okay, to this whole Nazism 4.0, or, you know, the Nazi party, or this fascism, or this Gestapo kind of tyrannistic faction, right? Tyranny. We're saying no, and, you know, time to rehabilitate and time to make a difference, right? So my project, the ashram, you know, yoga centers, Zen gardens, meditation, right? To me, it's a must. The sound bath healing, listening to solfeggio tones, 432 hertz, right? And time to really take care of yourself, check your thoughts, feelings, and emotions, writing things down, you know, journaling, right? PTSD time to heal. From Kathy O'Brien, right? So that's kind of her version, how she was overcoming the MK Ultra that happened on her level of consciousness, of her understanding back then in 1980s, right? Remember, things are changing. We're in 1994. Of course, I'm dealing with also the Shambhala, Shangri-La, the Council of Shambhala, right? And, you know, with the teachings of the Ascended Masters, that's the true original blueprint, or, you know, that was the way to, for this new continent, right? New Atlantis, God is America, right? Teachings of the Ascended Masters, you know, teachings of the Great White Brotherhood, you know, freedom, the original Constitution of 1776, where there was freedom of free speech of really learning about the ancient wisdom, right? Whether it's Bhagavad Gita, you know, Mahabharata, about yoga, about expansion of consciousness. That was supposed to be the true secret society where, you know, we are educating ourselves, we're exploring of more who we truly are, right? So we can reconnect with our true self, with our true essence, right? And there were beautiful times, of course, you know, even just coming over here, some of those settlers back there in, what is it? That was the 17th centuries, you know, or the Native Americans, right? They were coming together with some of those, you know, beautiful souls from, you know, Europe and so on, the whole Thanksgiving thing. So there were lots of beautiful things happening back then. But unfortunately, there was always invasion, infiltration, everything was inverted, you know, perverted. And where in the world is this all coming from? And so that's why the star seeds, there were 3 waves of star seeds, right, coming here to this plane of dimension. It was like my dad, you know, was like the first wave, 1950, and I had to kind of carry on, like take the baton, right, and of course correct his karma, because it just became worse and worse. Very difficult for those who came here in 1950s. I came here in mid-70s, and of course, as a total different generations who were born in late 80s or 90s and even 2000, right? So you guys, you already have your crystalline DNA kind of activated. Those who are working on themselves might also experience the, you know, the work that I do or where I am. I meet these beautiful souls, but some of them, they are deeply they have deep addictions. They're just and doing things they should not be doing, and they're just damaging their brain, whether it's through, you know, vaping and all kinds of other, you know, addictions and so on. And but I know the heart, you know, the heart is there. So transmuting these energy, that's our working vibration, guys, is a miracle. So through your energy field, you can actually, you know, gently, and of course with the permission, or, you know, kind of our aura energy field is just so huge that we can slowly nudge those individuals to maybe open their heart more. And because you are example, like, you know, my diet, right? No sugar. What are you guys doing? What are you eating there? And, you know, you have to constantly repeat it, because, you know, the ego, the subtle black forces, it can be so deeply ingrained, right, in their cellular matrix, right, or in their mind. The whole programming MK Ultra is just so huge. It goes so deep, right, in the subconscious or unconscious mind. Some of those individuals, they're not even aware, you know, they have entities or obsession, or there are all these toxins in their body, energy field, right? So you have to be very, very careful, and how to work with also the violet flame, how to be always neutral in that 0 point, divine neutrality, very important. And I know we were talking about the 3 primal forces a couple of months ago. And what I'm feeling, that lots of that negative polarity, lots of that black subtle forces I've been able to clean and cleanse and purify, because again, I'm dealing with extremely challenging project, right? And it's because I was dealing with the hybrid Anunnaki on a moon, Mars, right? They have a cloaking technology. I mean, you know, you can actually see them or feel, hear them, the whole WikiLeaks, right? And what was transpiring, and what happened really in Middle East back then. And, you know, it started in 2003, right? And, you know, they had ultimatum in 2012, but the war didn't end it in 21. See how everything pervert, reverse, and everything. And you know how they operate. So you have to really be able to touch those energies on those levels, right? The Montauk project, or the Monarch project, you know, the alien AI hybrid technology, the psychotronic weapons. So with the 12D shielding, I have the Guardian Ascension protocol is a must for those whistleblowers who are star seeds, who were in dark projects or in the military, you know, the whistleblowers, you know, the whole kind of MK Ultra, how to protect yourself from the militarized psychotronic weaponry and the alien machinery, right? So that's why understanding the agenda of those negative aliens, you have to understand, you know, the enemies, the Dracos, right? The reptilians, you know, the hybrid Anunnaki, and their history, right? Even the actually the betrayal of thought back there in ancient Egypt. He totally betrayed the angelic human race back then, thousands of years ago, right? He was supposed to be initiating, you know, the humanity to the Emerald Order, the Law of One, right? Like the Akhenaten, right? He was all about, you know, the Law of One and the Sun God and so on, right? And, you know, he was monarch. I mean, he was a very powerful ruler, right? And of course, he was invaded and then made into Luciferian kind of faction. And people, you know, they kind of talk interestingly about Mr. Thought, you know, the whole emerald tables, emerald tablets, but also that's been infiltrated as well, guys. So the infiltrations from extremely high places, dimensions, and understand how people don't understand us, or people are judging the Ascension glossary, or people have all kinds of interesting negative just negative kind of thoughts, and they're saying negative things about Lisa or Renee. You know, I have my own experiences. Again, take what resonates with you, leave the rest, because the frequency vibration of truth will be the most important code now. I mean, because only the truth will set you free. And remember, we're here on evolution journey, and you know, even though, you know, you have this positive military, or you have the white hats, right, or you have the Q movement, remember the entire structure, you know, military was infiltrated, right? Whether, you know, the white hats, or, you know, the light alliance or the earth alliance, right? The thing is, we're dealing with alien rogue races. There are black hole technology that actually 10D and even 11D. So, you know, you have to be able to address that. And of course, not everybody can do that, right? So some of those actually dark hats, they had much, because some of them were already ascended masters, they were turned into black magicians, so they're much more equipped with their knowledge than some of maybe those white hats, right? So here, you know, we need to learn how to communicate, cooperate, co-create this new reality, new earth, right? In unity, trinity structure, doing our own inner work, transformational work. You know, to me, it's a must, right? And understanding our differences and tolerance, right? Or just kind of appreciating each other, or or respecting. The respect is very important, and your God sovereignty boundary is so important, guys, and you have to learn how to navigate here in this physical realm, earthly realm. Also me going to work, right? The 0 point kicked in, you know, my transformational work kicks in, you know, you're smiling, right? Happy people, you're running the food or you're buzzing tables, right? Making sure you're doing a great job. At the same time, like, you know, when my shift is done, when I'm caught, you know, I gotta go to the beach, walking barefoot, you know, on the beach and just on the ocean, just talking to myself or talking to the stars with my light language, invoking the violet flame, doing japa mantra meditation, right? Chanting, so I can again heal myself. You know, it's a constant process. Like every day you wake up, you brush your teeth, or you go to bathroom, or you have to dress, put some clothes, right? Go to work from 8 to 5. I don't know, you know. So here, you know, this is, we're doing this work constantly. And so more and more, right, I understand the anti-hurricane technology, the red trident, how I, you know, I was not able to really connect with my star family and with my soul group. And you know, well, soul group, that those are the Pleiadian Nazi faction, you know, the high echelon, the Illuminati bloodline, right? In a physical form, even though they have technology, they can go to Moon, Mars, and Saturn. This whole horrible kind of satanic blood sacrifices happening there, right? But these energies, they're being arrested, right? And now you see it's dripping down here, and now we can even pinpoint who is who here on that physical plane. Remember, some of those who are on that physical plane, some of those bodies that are being possessed, they have reptilian consciousness. The Dracos, they have psionic abilities. They can project themselves in that certain bodies, whether, you know, of the hybrid Anunnaki or those Illuminati bloodline, right? They can project themselves in those bodies, okay? So you have to really read these energies very well, who have the Enki DNA overlay, because they were kind of chosen to be the controllers, to be the highest of the highest, you know, the top of the pyramid, right? You can see them also, there's the, where's it, the health, the United Nation, I mean the World Health Organization, Black Rock, right? What is it, the Vanguard, you know, those are vandal groups, you know. So you can discern these beings or individuals energetically, right? So then you have to kind of step back, have your boundaries, okay? You know, have to ask for protection. We talk about the 12D shieldings, the Solomon shield, very important. The house of David, you recognize who you truly are, right? Of course, you're resurrecting the energies of the divine feminine within you, right? That unconditional love. You're surrounding yourself, so you get more and more protection, healing, and guidance, very important. So that divine masculine has been trapped, especially in military, you know, in MC under DARPA, right? With this whole mind control, you can slowly and surely start unwinding that mind control, that programming from your subconscious mind, from that unconsciousness, also from your cellular densities, right? You know, and you know, because then those guys ended up in electrostatic bodies, in the fallen tree of life, you know, all these addictions, right? All these electronic implants, all these psychological issues, and split personality and dissociation and so on. So the fragmentations happen, right, on that soul level, energy level, and a compartmentalization of the mind. That's why, you know, I noticed these things. Oh my goodness, what happened to you guys? You're supposed to be, you know, the Ascene Crystals Templars. You're supposed to be the true spiritual warriors, and your aura energy field, you're being possessed. You're involved in sex games, and then you're also involved in child sex trafficking. What in the world? What is this you know, who is doing this? What is this all about, right? And you know, you talk, then of course, you know, the Monsan, you have the Zionists. I mean, this is complex, guys, and that's why discerning those energies, right? We're not just dealing with humans. Not all of us are really of that you know, here the earthly origin. Some of us, we come from all kinds of stars and constellations, and those who are more of that Andromeda star seeds, right? There was this beautiful channeling, somebody's talking about Andromedan star seeds, you know. We're just different, and people probably people don't understand us, they can also judge us and so on. And then of course the Illuminati or DARPA, they cannot control us, and they're harassing us electronically and so on. It's not easy to be here, but now these energies, oh my goodness, is everything is blossoming, everything is looks like it's correcting by itself because of this new architecture, the Albion light body, the crystal architecture based on mathematics, right? It's running properly. We're anchoring the cosmic energies, the divine order, the cosmic order, the law of one. So it's all about aligning your chakras, aligning yourself with all that is, with peace, right? With the light of your soul, guys. And you start, you know, feeling that joy, and then happiness, and then peace, more and more, right? You're expanding your heart, expanding your chakras, your aura, your energy field, of course with protection. You have to be responsible, also careful, right? And now everything is accounted for. So like I said, nobody is going to get away with anything, especially, you know, those higher places, right? And what is now transpiring, the entire control of pillars, the entire infrastructure, on all levels, right? And it's globally, the globalists and so on, because, you know, God is God, law is law, love conquers all, right? And you know, the because of these energies, right, that themselves, right, those who were in extremely those dark places, you guys, you start having more and more revelations, right? That's why the breakthrough is happening. You start understanding things. So as long as you're holding to that Galactic Codex, you're holding on to your heart, you want to change, you want to rehabilitate, you want to help humanity, you want to help yourself, right? You want to ascend, you know that all is well. We have a platform for you. And again, yanakalai.com, you know, Cosmic Leadership Project for DARPA. And I have also a credo for the New Earth jurisdiction, right? So I understand also maybe the embarrassment, the guilt, blame, and shame. The thing is, we've been all here kind of hybridized. We've been here hooked to this AI matrix, right? The phantom matrix, computer simulation, virtual reality. And it's just it's actually time to be appreciative, those who are really awakening, who have these, well, maybe crazy challenging experiences, but now we have this aha moment, right? Because it's really more energy, guys. We're energy, feelings. It's about now about feelings, intuition, feeling the flow, right? It's just a feeling of who you truly are, connecting to your divine essence, and just embodying more of who you truly are on that soul level, monadic level. Is your oversoul. And of course, you are also integrating your solar logos. That's, you know, your Christ mind, Buddha mind, and 12D. You're the Christos avatar self. And so that's how, you know, you become then the spiritual warrior, the warrior in Christ, right? Being activated, being integrated, right? With the shadow, right? The, you know, the polarity integration, very important. So let me go over some of those notes. And so this is very good because the positive polarity, the yellow subtle forces are here. This is what I've been kind of now experiencing, okay? And so these beautiful realities, these beautiful you know, structures, holograms of the new earth, right? It's actually infinite, right? And we are of infinite potential. And it's just as long as you know the structure. So you work with the structure, with sacred geometry. Some people don't like it. I have lots of that Saturnian energies. That's why, unfortunately, or fortunately, how to say that, we have to end the cycle of this negative Saturnian black magic energy, right? The black cube technology, the red wave frequency, the you know, the psychotronic weapons and so on, because I had that inheritance, you know, black magicians, the sorcerers, and the Satanism. I guess, again, I didn't practice it. It's through forced breeding. You know, you don't know when you're in Eastern Europe, really this kind of well, you're experiencing interesting family dynamics, right? All this gossiping and all this arguing and so on. But it was pretty mild compared to what some of the individuals been experiencing, whether in Asia, in Europe, and here in America, Canada, or South America, Australia, New Zealand, guys. Really, we need to start being compassionate. We need to educate ourselves, and we need to make this world a better place. So anyway, there is more and more, right? That positivity is kicking in more because we've been able to really transcend it or transform the negativity. And it's a forward movement. It's all about transformation, transmutation, guys. So working with the wild flame, of course, working with your heart. This is actually from Sedona, beautiful hiking in Sedona back in 2015, 2016. So the Holy Mother is here online. I have actually, this is Archangel Zadkiel, right, working with the wild flame. And of course, we have the galactic or cosmic Archangel Metatron, right? Because there was also perversion of the Metatron sacred geometry, and so this is all being corrected. And I love kaleidoscope. I love coloring mandalas. Even in Tibetan Buddhism, you can see the tradition is still being kept, right? And there's something about working the true Vedic sacred geometry based on mathematic 45-degree angle, right? Making sure the proper structure, the Platonic solids. I mean, if you want to study also the secret society of the true nature, right, you have to also study your horoscope, your numerology, and we are going galactically, and you have to always meditate. You have to check within. The kingdom of heaven is within. But again, working with the wild flame, guys, this is a must. This is for my project. It's my protocol, right? Guardian Ascension protocol, and project for DARPA. So the transformational work is huge, and to me, it's the way to go. This is how I operate. And we have the ability now to address and resolve the conflict. So more and more, if you transmute your shadow, right, less and less you get triggered by somebody else's shadow, or this huge colossal collective shadow or global shadow, right? More and more you're able to be in that divine neutrality, have compassion, forgiveness. At the same time, there's a law of one that is kicking in, right? So there's some kind of, I'm actually very strict, stern individual, right? So those who work with cosmic energies, I can work for everybody. I can only talk for myself, and I have to walk my talk, which is not easy. Anchoring cosmic energies and being here in this physical body, which for us, especially Andromeda star seeds, oh my goodness, what is this all about? And so many people are there so obsessed how they look physically and so on. And for me, it's about energy. So how people are concerned about their physical bodies, I read people's energies. So, and it's adventure, and it's dynamic, is very interesting. So this active quality encourages the force or power behind the movement necessary to make great changes. So great changes are ahead of us, and there is more and more the free flow to make that change. Because in my case, I always was harassed. There were all these blockages, and I saw the high rate Anunnaki not depleting faction, okay, cloaking technology, that's where they are. And then, so where's my soul group? Where are the star seeds here? Where are the Marines, right? Those who resonate with my soul signature, energy signature. And now we can even pinpoint them here on that earthly realm, because the astral planes being cleansed and purified even more and more and more. We had this astral reconstructor newsletter from Lisa Reyna back in 2022, I think. It was like springtime. And I know that even the entire Orion constellation, and then of course Pegasus constellation, was returned back to the rightful owner, to the Cosmic Crystals founder races, because it was invaded by the AI, by the Draco, Alpha Draconis, and the Orion group, and also from that the entities from the Visa system. So there's time to make great changes, which is passion and personal desires. So those really who've been following their passion, their personal desires with that spiritual touch, that the energy is now supporting you, right? And there is more and more of that flow of manifestation, of peace and happiness, and things are happening. Again, you have to cleanse and clear the pain body. Again, if the pain body has not been cleared appropriately, these desires can become overstimulated, taking the mind into obsessions and quickly resulting in pain and suffering, right? But we are ending the cycle of the pain and suffering because it's not necessary, especially for the young generation, right? So that's why we have to be responsible, maybe like the older generation here, right? To cleanse and clear, the pain body, the shadow self, okay, the negative ego, all these miasma, the misqualified energies, the old belief system, old control, the dogmas, right? So when we're addressing it, when we are transforming these energies or the words that they're limiting us, the words, the shadow control us. Some of the people, right? Maybe you want to have a conversation, they have all these triggers, and they have the negative ego self-defense kind of mechanism, the walls of separation, and they're assuming things, and that they're judging you, and like it's just it's nothing to do with me. Yeah, we have very powerful energies. I work vibrationally, but how people are coming up with their construct of the negative ego, right? And it's everybody needs to be aware of these things. Once you're aware what is controlling you, right, you acknowledge it, you can transform it, and you can liberate yourself, and you can feel your truth in a huge profound way, which is Christ consciousness, which is love, which is creation, which is being creative, just being expanded, being loving, just that peace, that joy, that bliss, the Satchitananda. You're in this all-knowingness. Okay, so let me see, the pursuit of overactivity in the material world. I know it can be, see, it's an escape mechanism from looking at the truth, as when these forces are imbalanced, they easily become destructive and explosive in a person's life, right? So I understand, I can see when the younger generation are people working hard, right? They want to be so busy with the material world, especially like if you're owner, right, of a business, of a restaurant and so on, 24/7, right? You're working hard. And I understand Americans, they do work hard. They know how to work hard, right? But then, the money, the materialism, and the consciousness, instead of evolving, is actually going down, right? And I can see it that those who really been so engrossed in the material world, and they can have the statuses, they can have the cars, they can have the homes and houses, you can notice or feel that the consciousness of that individual has not actually been expanded. It actually digressed. And then of course it comes with diseases and with all kinds of blockages in their aura energy field, and they're not able to discern, and they live in illusion, right? So very important to address that. So you have to be active and spend some time, meditation, because people that tend to be active too much, they burn themselves, right? And this excessive mental and physical activity, that's kind of what I've been experiencing in relationships and in that marriage, right? Aries, and the whole SWAT and medical director, fire rescue, and then joining military US Army and full boat colonel, and just going to Iraq and Afghanistan, and it's just people burn out, especially when you start getting this and this, right? The gray kind of you become like a gray individual there, right? And you got ALS, and instead of enjoying yourself, enjoying life, you're not here on that physical plane. Okay, but this is my experience, guys. Okay, only take what resonates with you, leave the rest. People a chronic state here. Also, what I'm experiencing here with this individual, I'm here just renting a room here, but people also they don't know how to stop working, right? They don't know anything else. They they work hard, but then they party hard. And like there is not much balance, right? So you're working hard, but then you're doing this, and then you go to work again, and then you're doing this, whether there's lots of drinking or smoking, right, or doing pot and so on. So you really don't have a chance to experience the true nature of reality. You really don't have a chance to explore who you truly are. So these are the imbalances that we need to dismantle, and on that, galactic universal level, more and more of that's been dismantled. This is what I'm feeling in my energy field when I am, dealing with the mafia, the black nobility mafia kind of structure, and the controllers, the black sun entities, the Belial group, and so on. So And so we have to observe, find the inner stillness, calm, and peace. Very important to me in the disclosure community and, handling situations. Detach. Because lots of this, why I also like being, to me in relationships, right? All about all these attachments, all these judgments, all these addictions, all this negativity, and it's just totally destroying my body. And of course, being, kind of so-called trained, or was the recruited, they want to recruit me for those dark projects, SSP, DARPA, and so on. So my aura energy field, especially the astral bodies, was extremely damaged. It was demolished, right? And I'm just noticing more and more, like I think the SPE, the genetically engineered, are those suppressor parasite entities and so on, how they create the cyborg out of you. And like my spine, it's, I would say, full of cybernetics, looks like a spine of a super soldier, So I have interesting experiences, and it's now penetrating. I can see in my body. But again, the cosmic energies are here. The good ETs are here with their highly advanced technology, right? We have the Andromeda crystal star family. So we're constantly neutralizing these energy, harmonizing these energy. And remember, there's always solution. And they have a healing technology. They can, I know that there are these holographic crystalline med beds, however you want to call it, where things can be re-energized. And I can also slowly and surely start building my crystalline structure of my nadis and my fascia. My fascia is gone, my nadis structure, which is the energetic counterpart of central nervous system, was destroyed. Of course, they wanted to take over my central nervous system, my brain, right? But this is not happening. This didn't happen. Because we're the ascended masters, and we are the cosmic Christos founder races here. I mean, holding the energy of all that. So we are overriding the structure of those negative aliens. Okay, and with their rogue AI, the black hole technology, was extremely very challenging. So time for change, and time for peace, and time to really work on the project. Have ashram, time for yoga, meditation, chanting, okay, and Ayurveda, diet, already cooking, time to be happy and free. Okay, so many controller archetypes are, they're imbalanced in these subtle forces, as they tend to be materialistic. So those people who are very materialistic, you can even see them, they're not happy, so they're very unhappy, and they suffer when they feel they have lost control of their environment. See how it is? Also, I can see with people like, but also, the black magicians, the power elite. Do you know how that must be also stressful for them, that the crystal consciousness, it's here, right? Their technology is not really working that well. Their looking glass technology, or whatever that was, that giving them all these predictions, and they would harvest energy from people's brain and from their sexual organs, and they would know exactly how to lower their frequency vibration. Because the point is, like, we could have been ascended a long time ago, but here the star seeds, right? And I'm supposed to be either with my twin flame, with my genetic equal, I'm supposed to be with my soul group, but because here 10D, 11D, that's the technology they have, right? They're targeting us. That's the anti-herogamic technology. That's the retroidan, right? So I had to learn how to be always neutral, how to do my best, leave the rest to God. And I do ask Satya Sai Baba, I have to lay at the feet of the cosmic crystal solar dragon. I'm just like, I'm surrendering, because how, I'm here in this dimension. I have to do, also work, right? Physically, I have to support myself financially. Understand they're on this neighboring military bases, where they're on the moon, Pluto, Saturn, Mars, right? The whole Giza intelligence. They have high advanced technology. They're harassing me electronically, right? And they have the 5G towers, and of course we talk about the 6G, 7G. So actually with the crucifixion implants, right? They're burning my aura, my crown chakra, and so on, right? But being constantly angry, and that is not going to take us anywhere. We have to recognize it, right, and rebalance these energies. We need to go into that 0 point divine neutrality and watch everything and implement the compassionate formula, because that way we're healing ourselves, we're actually transcending. And more they want to kind of electrocute us or harass us electronically, right? We're shifting. So the bifurcation of consciousness, guys, is now huge. So there, whether it's the harp technology, certain technology, or laughing at Lord Shiva, or they think they can overcome, they can be the gods and so on, the cosmic energies are here. Justice will be served. The cosmic order back online. The whole OTO, right? The Ordo Templi Orientis with their law of reversals, right? It's all coming online and it's not working for most, and that's what I'm saying, that they must be in total stress, because if they're addicted to their AI, right, they're kind of in their electrostatic bodies. I mean, and they've been infected, they have virus, and if they're supposed to carry out the agenda of those negative aliens, and now things are not working, it must be also very stressful for the controllers, right? For the Illuminati, for the cabal. And so these types of people that are usually disconnected from their spiritual purpose. That's why we have a platform for you guys. We have the the healing centers for you to rehabilitate your consciousness, your DNA, your hologram, right? Instead of the base 10 mathematics, running the metric reversals, base 12, and it takes time. The healing technology is here, but also you have to do those things physically. Those who are in this physical human form, of course. We're dealing also with non-humans, and we're doing also those who are who do not have a physical human form. Okay. So the overstimulation and need for constant activity makes it hard to be still for those individuals, right? So learn how to be by yourself, how to meditate. And again, it takes time. Everything is a process. Like I said, I'll be working on the guidebook, right? The process of self-transformation from MK Ultra and those black projects. Okay, guys, this is a process, because we've been so weaponized, we've been so terrorized, we've been so abused, we've been so violated, and those also who've been raped. You know what happens when you're being raped, that you have the soul bindings, you're hooked to that Moloch tank, right? And there are these black magicians, or the black queen or the red queen, they're in DARPA, and I can detect these individuals here, even on that earthly plane, where there's the DARPA in Virginia, right? And I posted Elizabeth the Queen of England, the Virgin Queen. It's a 2-hour movie or so, but it's so profound, from 1998, and there are all these like beautiful, whether symbology, there's so much truth in that movie. Highly advanced souls had to be producing that movie. Lots of bleeding energies, okay, lots of the energies of like a resurrection of Renaissance there. So those who read in between lines and who understand the lies, or who who you can recognize. I mean, very powerful movie, okay, from 1998. I saw it in Prague, actually. Was it before I left for America? It was 1999 maybe, and so on. And I was in awe. The same thing when I was 12 or 13, I was activated. I thought that we're going to see some Russian movie about World War II, because that's how we were programmed. Okay, the Russians save us, and then the whole Nazi terrorism. That's kind of how I grew up in this kind of environment. And my kind of Nazi Anunnaki dad, they are kicking me, screaming and shouting at me and so on. But we saw the movie The Never Ending Story, and I was 3 days, I was in total awe. I had to like embody these energies. I mean, the activation was huge. The other huge activation was when I came back from the US. I was there for 9 months when I was 16, right? I was here, and it was in Indiana, and I got again another galactic activation when I was 17. So I know why the Ashtar Galactic Command, or the whole kind of, I'm a warrior race, and how I was, whether I was activated, I was contacted, they were asking me questions, of course, all happening telepathically and so on. And now, like, I'm getting the full picture. I know what this was all about. Like, the negative ones, they have their secrecy, right? Their secret projects. So now we had to balance these energies. But, like a Trojan horse, we had to come and kind of, oh, you know, just kind of analyze all these things like very secretly but very carefully with our hyperspace hologram, this immersion technology, right? Especially those who are, you know, whether the Pleiadians or the Andromeda, right? Like in the movie Avatar, you know. So this is now happening, transpiring. More and more people are maybe understanding it. If you study the quantum structure, the quantum physics, guys, because we are hologram, we are sound line frequency vibration, we're energy beings, we're spiritual beings having human experience, okay? And in order to have this physical experience, you know that there's energy behind it. And in order to really again understand who is who and what is what and who is behind, you know, the negative structure, you have to trace it energetically, because we're dealing with extremely advanced alien races with their highly advanced technology, okay? So the meditation is very important, guys. So I have a project for the power elite, right? The super soldier, for the high echelon, and so on. So the Illuminati bloodline. And so that's why, because the imbalances of the positive polarity tend to generate selfishness, time to be of service to others, right? So from STS, service to self, right? How you transmute these energies, right? Instead of being selfish and narcissistic, right? And all this psychopathy going on in the, you know, the high echelon, the power elite, and so on. You start loving yourself, right? Start, taking care of yourself, start believing in yourself, and you start helping others. And slowly and surely, right, you need to dismantle the karma. From karma into dharma. Again, I was posting all kinds of interesting stuff on Ko-Fi. Check it out. You know, the movie, I just love that movie. Again, another beautiful movie. That was the spring, summer, fall, or autumn, winter, and spring. So this is the kind of energy I resonate with. Not, oh, you know, they were what they were trying to make out of me, terrorist, because I have all the blood. I have the Illuminati bloodline. I have the Nephilim. I have the hybrid Anunnaki. I have everything they need for me to be the perfect Mossad or the Zionist or Jihad or whatever they were trying to make out of me, right? No, thank you. We're breaking the cycle and we're correcting everything, bringing everything right set up. The same thing that they did to Adolf Hitler. I know that. It was all black magic. His mind was possessed, right? And when he started then the war in France or in there was Russia and so on, I could see the Brotherhood of the Snake. They're right there, because Eva Braun, she was a perfect, she was professional photographer, and she knew how to use her camera. Remember, they were in the 2030s. They had all this technology, right? The Cabal, the Illuminati, because, you know, they have ET technology, highly advanced technology back then in 1920s, 30s. So that's nothing new under the sun, like the whole camera thing. And so I can see what happened to my bloodline, how, you know, through the ego, and you think the Jews are doing it. No, those are unfortunately, some of them are of the Hebrew lineages, fused with AI, fused with the Nazi Neuralink, fused with the you know, the Nazi DNA, and so on, because of hybridization, because of forced breeding, okay, because of being broken down, and so on. So, you know, you have to read the energy, understand the agenda of those negative aliens, exopolitics, right? The ascension mechanics is very important, doing the transformational and transmutational work, right? Doing all these corrections, right? So there's a lots of responsibility, lots of work, but we're building a platform for you, and, you know, we're building the foundation. So you guys, you know, you have it easier. We're the path cutters. We are the heavy duty, you know, like we're brushing the floor, constantly brushing the floor for you. So that's why here, respect, honor, and dignity, here it's a must. God's sovereignty boundaries. We're doing the work for you guys, so you can have a then better life. You can heal yourself much more smoothly. But the heavy duty work, you know, is somebody who is like in construction, right? Of course, you have to have a perfect blueprint of a house, right? Whatever you're trying to build. But we're like the true masons, with the baseball mathematics. We're really working hard energetically on all levels and dimensions. You know, you have to understand who you truly are, right? And so on, and who your enemies are in those extremely high places and dimensions, you know, and so on, in order to make the change, the transformation, and transcend from that AI alien matrix, the virtual reality, okay, the computer simulation. So, very important, check the ego. The ego needs to go, right? Whether in the human form or, the hybrid Anunnaki form, or the Draco form, and so on, right? So the ego needs to go, and so you can reconnect with your higher sensory perception, right? And then your inner compass of the heart comes online. So I talk about the tapping, right? I talk about also holding your heart or putting hands on your chest, right? And that's the part also, the energy medicine or energy psychology, all this tapping, emotional freedom techniques, guys, and so on. Or, whether in Qigong, right? You do the lymphatic drainage and so on. So, very important, the martial art, right? And that's why the cosmic leadership, I have kind of the new teachings, how I imagine the new recruitments for the military, right? And so on, or highly advanced souls or star seeds, actually to become the true spiritual warriors, defender of truth and divine justice. So check it out and see how you feel, what you think. Many blessings and namaste. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.